100. It has officially been 100 days since I started development on Soul Machine. Working title, because the story has changed a lot, and I can't really call it that anymore. Okay, so we're going to go through this quickly, because there's a lot to cover. But the first version, so this is the first backup. I've made 30, but I've deleted a lot of them due to how many there were. So I've the first backup saved, and then the 24th to the 30th. The first few days was really just me trying to get used to Godot and learn how to do some good movement. For the base of the movement, I followed a tutorial from Lucky about fast-paced movement. I also wanted to add like a Risk of Rain like item system, but I changed that down the line, which you'll see that. Okay, so for the sake of time, let's skip ahead to the 24th backup. For the 24th one, we now have a working item system that I was talking about previously, and the old gun system along with the first working enemy, the Mole Man. I like this area of the project a lot. I'm more happy with what I have at the moment, but this area is definitely good. The player's movement has been updated in the current project, as here it's still basically just a copy of Lucky's movement, but don't worry, I do eventually change it and I add my own shit to it. Not by much though. I do add like a lot of customization to it, and I change the slide up a little bit. But with the current version of the movement, I have a dynamic walk speed that changes with a percentage in it, so I can just make custom upgrades like really quickly with that. I have like a whole like a little side panel it's just all the play stuff. It's pretty cool. What else? This version was pretty small. The enemy is very basic. It just runs at you and then tries to bite you. That's kind of it. I guess like it's definitely cool, and I need to work on it a lot because I don't even know if it path finds properly. I think it just tries to walk towards you. And menu. We also have a first version of the menu along with a spaceship level. The original idea of the game was that you rocked up to these procedural islands and steal shit. Alright, we got to move on for the sake of this video. Now, onto the 27th version. We're skipping backups because some of them are the same and don't really change much. And some of them are just like, wow, and have a lot of shit in it. With the 27th version, the movement was updated to be faster. The slide was changed to continuous, so it's no longer just like a little boost. And the item system has been removed with my own one now. The system is that you can select 4 upgrades to use at a time. I call the upgrades relics, and currently I only had the relic of duplication on, so it gave you an extra gun that you saw in the clips that I'm playing every now and then. Gun system doesn't quite work yet in this project, so I was in the middle of remaking it in this save. I also completely redid the menu and was going to add a swarm mode, which is later removed. I might bring it back, who knows. Chests currently do nothing, but they will get a use down the line. Now, let's move on to the current version, as there is a lot to talk about there. Now, in this version, there is a new camera, new camera sway, new speed, so the player is now a little bit slower, so it's not as stupidly fast as it was before. FOV has been made customizable. I played 120, so I'll just leave it there. And the gun system now works along with ammo. And I also forgot to point out the new HUD, which was since the 24th version. Menu has also been reworked a little bit. The spaceship scene has now been removed, and I'll explain that later. And there is now a level select menu, which I want to kind of be like, you can scroll through 3D models of the menu, of like the levels and you just kind of just scroll through it, and there's like chapter rows and things like that. But I might remove it as it's very buggy and it tends to corrupt itself a lot. Like this specific thing, for some reason, I have no clue why, it just does. And it doesn't really fit the style of the game that I want anyway. I feel like it's a little too cartoony-ish, like a little too comedical. So I might remove it for just a simple little scroll menu type thing. Also, story is now planned fully. That was in this current version is when I started to decide things. So at the start of the game, you'll find a mysterious note from totally real people saying that they need help. So you rock up at this place and try to find help, but you get captured by mutant bugs, and that is all I have planned so far. I'm gonna make it I'm gonna make it a I'm going to make it make a little bit more sense. That is horrible English, but currently it is just like, what? Why bug? What's going on? So I need to add a little bit more explanation into that area than you just like rocking up. Maybe they're not as like coordinates or something. That's how you find this place. This is the tutorial level. It takes place on a space station. Yeah. I might make the player a smidge slower and remove the double jump. I'll probably make the double jump a low-level relic the player can equip. More on the relic system. So far, I've made a few relics. We've got the Relic of Duplication. As you saw, it just gives the player a second gun. It also doubles damage and doubles the amount of ammo used per shot. The Relic of Wind, or the Wind Relic, increases player jump height by a tad and gives them an extra jump. So currently when you equip that, you get 3 jumps instead of the original 2. So I might remove the 2 and make this one give you the double jump instead of the triple. And the Speed Relic, which just ups the player's speed. That's it, just ups it like a little bit. I do plan to add more, but this is all I have at the moment. Things I have planned is like a higher level one, and it is the Thorn Relic, or the Relic of Thorn, Relic of Damage, something like that. I mentioned this in the last devlog, but I wouldn't recommend watching that because it sucks, because I got really lazy making it. But it is an item that makes it so when enemies touch you, you will take damage. Not in the sense that when they hurt you, just when they touch you, so you can run into a wave of enemies and just hurt them all. I might also make a relic that explodes when, any damage you deal will make something explode. So you can just like explode a whole wave of enemies by running into it. I don't know, it'd be pretty funny. Gun system. Let's explain that some more. As you saw, the gun system was quite different than when you first saw it with the rifle. This system, I can't swap through guns like an arsenal, but instead, you can now just find guns, just scattered around the level, maybe some enemies will drop it, and you can then pick up that. If I shoot a gun and then grab another, it will drop the gun I just had and swap it out, along with the ammo that was inside of that gun as well. So if I grab a gun, shoot it, drop it, grab another one, and then swap it again, the original one I had would still have that ammo. Plans for the project, so what's coming in the future? I'm actually preparing for a beta with a few just like little test levels you can run around. I'll probably just block them out. That won't be super detailed like the tutorial. I might leave the tutorial in if I can get that finished in time. But yeah, if you want to play that, keep an eye on it. It should be ready within the next month or two. For actual gameplay, I want it to be a little bit more level-based, kind of like Ultra Kill with some Lethal Company Risk of Rain aspects thrown into the mix. Some levels will be procedurally generated, and some levels, like boss levels, will be handmade. I also made a big animatronic head in Blender, and I plan to make that a little shop that can generate in the basic levels, where you can offer some form of currency, maybe like just little temporary upgrades, little power-ups, not full-blown relics, just a lower item system. So maybe something similar to Mario power-ups or Risk of Rain items, just something like that, just not full-blown relics. And they'll only last for that specific level, so if I leave and then go back in, the item will have disappeared. So I might make them like cracked relics or something, so you know they break once they've been used. One of the reasons for all these changes is simply I want to do stuff with the gameplay that the original idea just could not do. So this offers a lot more creativity, I feel like. I can think of some ways I could have done it in the other one, but it just would have been so much of a hassle. This way I've a lot more freedom, I feel like. For the story, I plan to make it revolve around some form of mutants, and also like a mutant planet, like a big fleshy planet. So do expect a name change for the project. I also need to do more sound effects and make the gun feel better. It's really, it's not the best at the moment. They're just really placeholder sound effects. And I'm currently in the process of remaking the camera shake script, because it will just jud the camera in one direction, then slowly move it back, which isn't good. I want it to actually shake. Yeah, that's kind of it. Pretty sure I've covered everything. So yeah, pretty cool. If you like the project, maybe subscribe. as much as it's cringe to say, it really helps if you do. You can find out when the beta releases, I guess, if you do that. And yeah, back on the beta. If you want to be one of the beta testers, then definitely do subscribe and keep an eye out. Alright, see ya.